Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to Work the Word Challenge for 2021. And this year, we are coming on Mondays just to give us a charge for the week in our reading. We're in week 4 for this year, and we are reading Matthew chapter 16 through verse chapter 20 this week as our reading, one chapter a day. So this morning, literally, it took me less than 10 minutes to read the chapter, and I gained a nugget that I'm going to carry with me today. This month, in January, we have kind of focused on the theme of being birthed. That it's our time to be birthed in some areas of our lives. And this week, our focus is to be birthed in our confession. What is our confession? What are we saying? What are we speaking? What do we stand on? What are our standards that we govern our life by? There are certain principles that each one of us should live by, that no matter what comes, no matter what goes, I still stand on that particular principle. And I do that personally for my life. And Jesus encouraged us to do the same. There were principles that he outlined and he stood by and gave even the disciples in their intimate time with him to show them that there were certain things to govern their path and their walk and their journey of life. And the same applies to us. And that's why we continue to work the word, because working the word works. It transcends, certain principles transcends every generation, dispensation, and life cycle. It just is a part of our human journey here in this land. So I'm thankful for that, revisiting our confessions this week. I'm going to be doing the same. Last week, hopefully you took time. Last Monday, I didn't come. It was MLK Day. I honestly felt compelled to spend that time for myself and to really reflect. Last week, if you were not able to see what on our Facebook page, what the focus was, it was to be birthed in your dream. What is God saying about you? Dream again. Let him speak to you and give you that dream for yourself and your life so that you can walk that out. And I can honestly say last week was a beautiful week because I was able to reflect on those things and actually be rejuvenated in some areas as I allowed the word as well as the spirit to minister to me as far as how does God see me? What is God's dream for me so that I can walk that out even more in this season. So I would submit to you to go revisit that aspect of being birthed if you didn't last week, because that's going to be very important for us in 2021 and beyond, to embrace those dreams and to walk them out like Dr. King. Listen, he says, faith is like you taking that first step on that staircase, and you really don't know if the other staircase is going to get you where you need to go, but it took faith to take that one step on the staircase. So we need that vision for our life, to be able to see and walk out where we're going for the future, even if the present is not as conducive of what we see ahead of us. It says Jesus Christ, look, for what was set before him, he endured the cross. Did he want to go to the cross? No, but he knew that that was a part of him seeing what he saw on the other side. That's good news. That's the good news of the word of God. And that helps us in our life when we can see the beyond. What we're in right now may be difficult for sure. But keeping our eyes on the end goal can get us there. I'm currently working with the individuals who is finishing a book, and he is he was a very participatory individual in triathlons, and he just talks about the mental strength it took him to complete all the aspects of the triathlon and all the miles of swimming and running and biking, and to do all of those things in one was really taxing on his body, but he wanted to push the limits to see how powerful the mind was to get you to the finish line. He said there was times he was like, I can't do this. He says, but he knew what his end goal was going to be. And that's the same thing with our spiritual walk. when God can give us that aspect and vision, and that comes through the Word of God and our personal, intimate relationship and time with Him in the Spirit. He reveals to His people those things so that we can keep going and fighting the good fight of faith. So thank you for joining us this week as we read chapter 16 today. And you'll see in chapter 16, Peter is faced with a confession. Who do you say that I am? Is what Jesus presented to him. And he had to confess what? His belief, his inner stand, his principle that he was believing. And look, Jesus told him, look, good, because upon this rock, I'm building from that. Despite what other people say, what is your confession? Is what he confronted Peter with in this chapter. So when you read it, you'll see that, and it may put some questions and thoughts in your mind to ponder and to give your confession, our audible confession of who he is. And that's going to become more and more important in these days and times to come. Our confession will be important. So thank you for joining us this week, and have a wonderful week. We're praying for you. We're lifting you up. Continue to do the same for us. And we'll see you next Monday. God bless.